Good morning, everyone. Are you ready?
Yes!
We are
Enactus China!
Today, we want to share with you a story about how we help a community in China to clean up an environmental problem and started a new business to improve their livelihoods.
China has a long history of successful agriculture. Chinese farmers feed 20% of the world's population on only 7% of the world's farming land. However, behind this huge achievement, many regions of our country are facing striking problems of environmental pollution. One of these problems is the disposal of agricultural waste. Our story focuses on Dajisha Island, a remote corner of Guangzhou City, where generations of islanders make their living by planting bananas.
Dajisha is a 100-hectare island where over 60% of the farmland is covered with banana trees. You can imagine, Dajisha is supposed to be a happy and peaceful paradise, just like Neverland on the fairy tale of Peter Pan. People live there, work diligently from dawn to dusk, living a busy but satisfactory life. However, reality is quite different. When we first set foot on this island, the first thing we experienced was the unbearable smells. Most of us had to cover our noses during the field research. Later, we discovered that the smell came from the irrigation canals, which were totally blocked by banana leaves, creating pools of stagnant water and homes for mosquito and bacteria.
Dajisha's annual output of bananas is 650 tons, which generates about 2,550 tons banana leaf waste. The villagers have tried but failed to develop a good way to dispose of the rotting banana leaves. Left to rot in the field, the leaves block the irrigation canals and cause bacteria. As a result, the annual banana yield has decreased by 20%, and the villagers' income has been severely impacted.
Mrs. Lee was the first villager we met on the island. She used to work as a part-time cook outside the island to earn some extra money to sustain her family. That is typical her while everybody else is celebrating Chinese New Year. In her house, we found a little girl sitting lonely and quietly in front of an old television. Later, we knew that she was Mrs. Lee's granddaughter. Although she was already 4 years old, her family didn't have money to send her to the kindergarten.
The villagers have also tried burning the leaves, but this is no better. The burning process produced toxic smoke that harmed the environment and people's health. Neither burning the leaves nor leaving them on the land was the solution to the problem. We saw their strong desire to solve the problem. Our goal was to help find a solution to make full use of the banana leaf waste and generate a profit to improve the villagers' livelihood.
According to our analysis, we found out that banana leaves was rich in cellulose content and organic matter, which can be produced into raw material for mushroom planting, biogas fermentation, and detergent production. However, the output of biogas fermentation was too low, while detergent production required a large investment of equipment, which were far beyond their capabilities. Therefore, we chose mushroom cultivation as our best solution for Dajisha Island. First of all, according to our market research, we found a big gap between the supply and demand of locally grown mushrooms, since most of them are usually imported from other provinces. Secondly, it fits the villagers' capabilities. Since most of the young adults have left to work in the city, most of the remaining villagers are very old or very young. They prefer something easy to learn and operate.
To fit the villagers' capabilities, we studied various ways to produce mushrooms and created a solution called Cultivate. Cultivate is a mushroom growing technique patented by Professor He, a mushroom expert from Guangdong Academy of Agricultural Sciences. Cultivate is a 5-step process which threads the banana leaves, mixes them with other ingredients, pet and sterilize them, and inoculate them with mushroom spore. It's easy to learn and operate, and only require a minimal amount of money and labor. All the villagers need to do is attempt our basic training courses and turn their vacant houses into mushroom growing facilities. With Cultivate, villagers can plant bananas in the daytime and spend 15 minutes, just 15 minutes planting mushrooms at night. This made our Cultivate all the more attractive. We brought this idea to Dajisha, expecting a wonderful reception from the villagers. However, not everything went as we planned. We faced 3 main challenges.
The first challenge we faced was about credibility. At first, the villagers consider us as a group of college kids, and our project a naive attempt to solve an age-old problem. So, how did we erase their doubts?
Well, let me answer your questions. We held a meeting on the island to introduce the technology, and after the meeting, 8 villagers, including Miss Lee, agreed to form a pilot group and give it a try.
The second challenge was about the technique itself. We thought Cultivate was quite easy to master, but the villagers still complained about its complex technical procedure. Besides, the facilities in the lab used by Professor He to train the villagers are difficult to operate, which is not suitable for mass production. So Carl, can you tell us more about this?
Sure. At first, we worked with Professor He to simplify the process and worked out a final version of Cultivate, which is more systematic and thus easy to remember and operate. Then, we simplified the sterilizing machine so that the villagers can easily operate the equipment.
The third challenge was how to organize the pilot group to make Cultivate more efficient. In the initial days of the pilot group, the internal operation was quite a mess. The lack of labor division and the relative skills led to repeated work and low production efficiency. So, how did we solve these problems?
To tackle these problems, we, together with the villagers, established a cooperative.
Wow, that's cool. Tell us more about this.
Well, firstly, it is a jointly operated venture with our team holding an equity share of 37%. The role of the cooperative is to produce mushroom bags and then collect, sort, pack, and deliver mushrooms to the shops and retailers. We are pleased that the cooperative has become a long-standing supplier of 1 supermarket and 4 greengrocers, and the designated supplier of Kong Hong Company, which processes canned mushrooms and dried mushrooms. Second, 8 villagers are employed full-time in the cooperative, undertaking the roles of sales, finance, quality control, and R&D. At the same time, we train the cooperative members with basic business concepts. Third, according to the cooperative agreement, 90% of the profits are distributed as dividends to shareholders based on their equity share. 10% is retained for operating capital and technical development funds.
The cooperative is now running smoothly. In the past 12 months, we grew the program, found a new way to dispose of the mushroom waste, and diversify the type of mushroom we produce. This year, when the finance department posted the dividend announcement on the notice board, many more villagers were attracted by the high profit brought about by our project. The dividend added 15% to their annual income. Lots of villagers were eager to join the cooperative. By the end of this April, the number of the cooperative members has increased from the original 8 to 180. So the training program we call Train the Trainer. New members learn planting skills from the senior ones.
However, with the expanding scale of mushroom planting, the amount of mushroom waste rose constantly. Returning the waste back to the field directly led to soil acidification and a possible decrease in banana output. To address these problems, we entered into an agreement with Guangzhou Luying Soilless Culture Company and built up a win-win model. The cooperative collects and delivers the waste to the company regularly, and the company transforms it into base materials for soilless culture. Our new partner company bears the expense of transporting the waste of the island, further reducing our costs. For species diversification, we are constantly improving the cultivar technique. Today, we only grow a single mushroom species, but considering the changing market conditions, we did not think a single product was enough. So, our R&D department researched many varieties of mushrooms and successfully harvested the first crop of tea mushrooms and needle mushrooms in our medium of banana leaf waste.
Looking forward, we have greater ambition. In order to further strengthen our project, we have two main actions on our agenda: sustainability and replication.
As for sustainability, firstly, since we don't have a brand, our products are sold at a low price and have a small market share. Therefore, we decided to build up Cooperative's own brand, Golden Field, and package mushrooms under this brand. After further research, we found that introducing green and organic food as our key selling point would improve our brand value and generate higher profits. Secondly, the cooperative will hire more full-time people and increase investments in facilities to produce more mushroom bags. Third of all, we plan to set up a mechanism to make the cooperative more independent. To our delight, the villagers have already shown a capability to operate the cooperative independently. They have trained new members, found buyers, and drafted financial statements all by themselves. We plan to introduce elections and then strengthen administration and supervision to improve the cooperative operation. It is our plan to eventually turn over the entire operation to the cooperative.
For the replication, beyond Dajisha, China produces 13 million tons of bananas, which translates into 45 million tons of banana leaf waste. We found out that there are many banana-producing regions in China that have similar economic and social conditions as Dajisha that could use cultivar. In fact, we have already identified Wanqingsha banana planting base, another village close to Dajisha, as our next target, and have agreed on an initial partnership with them. We believe our cultivar will be applied in more of China's banana-producing regions. In addition, China has problem of disposing of many other agricultural byproducts, such as corn cob. We have confirmed that corn cob can also be used for mushroom planting. So it seems that our cultivar can be used to solve more agricultural waste problems. What's more, we would like to work with Enactus team in other countries to see if we could introduce cultivar to other parts of the world. A brand new recycle economy model for agricultural waste is emerging.
3 years journey. Neverland is restored with exciting outcomes. Environmentally, 160 tons of banana leaves were utilized for mushroom cultivation, reducing 69,000 cubic meters of carbon dioxide emissions. The banana yield has increased by 7%. Through the cooperation with Guangzhou Luying Solids Cultural Company, over 70 tons of mushroom waste were reused, which successfully avoided secondary pollution. Instead of the old look, water now flows smoothly into irrigation canals, and banana trees grow healthily. If you visit the island again, you will be embraced with the fragrance of the ripe bananas.
Economically, we started a new business that brought new revenue on this island. In the last 12 months, the cooperative has created over $168,000 of revenue with over $32,000 of profit. In addition, villagers' household income has increased by 32% in increasing banana output, mushroom payment, and the dividend from the cooperative. It certainly helped villagers to improve their livelihood. Do you remember Mrs. Lee? I bet you do. She's now able to spend every single festival with her family. She has bought a new television. Most importantly, she's now able to send her granddaughter to the kindergarten.
Socially, we created 8 new full-time jobs and 180 part-time jobs. This year, the number of the cooperative members has doubled. This project has equipped them with new skills and basic business knowledge. For example, the staff of the cooperative independently built up a new partnership with a new buyer, Qianjing Market. They have come to realize that turning waste into resources can indeed make a big change to their lives.
In 2014, our project manager pitched the Neverland program on a well-known TV show, and it was well received.
你创业的初衷是什么？
因为我们先找到了这样一个岛，我们在想尽一切办法去帮助他们，然后我们再发现了这样一个商机，觉得我们可以把创业跟公益两者完整的结合起来。
那我改变主意了，选他了。
大吉沙 has become a role model for disposing of agricultural waste, and that is our Neverland. Believing in everyone's potential to better his or her life, our team is dedicated to helping those who help themselves. That is what we had planned to do, and actually what we did.
We created a method to utilize agricultural byproducts in an environmentally friendly manner.
We empowered over 180 people with funding skills and business knowledge through Train the Trainer, who popularized Cultivate.
We established a new business model and provided a new source of income for the villagers.
We set up a number of steps to increase the sustainability of our project, potentially expanding it to other regions or even other crops.
All of this have made us who we are, and we are
Enactus, China State University, China!
We will now begin the 5-minute Q&A session. Reminder, only judges may ask questions. We'll begin with the gentleman here now.
Hi, thank you. Great presentation. Can you help us better understand the process that the banana leaves go through from the field to when they become the inputs to the mushroom growing?
Thank you for your question. Actually, the first step is to collect banana leaves from the field, and that will be done by the staff of the cooperative. And then we come to the first step of the procedures. The first one is to shred the banana leaves via a cutting machine and cut it into tiny, tiny pieces. And the second one is to mix it with other ingredients such as cottonseed hulls and other things. And the third thing is to pack them in a recycled plastic bag, and then we will put it into the sterilizers to guarantee it is totally virus-free from the raw material, and then we will inoculate the mushroom spores into the raw material bags, and then we can just put them in the inside of the room to let them grow in 2 months. Yeah.
Hi, my background isn't farming, it's television, so I think I missed one part. Where are the mushrooms actually being produced? And did you take those costs into account for the real estate, and if they're factories or if they're the vans? How does that process work?
Well, the mushroom bags is produced by the cooperative, and then the villagers get the mushroom bags and then plant the mushrooms in their own house. Yes.
And for the second question is, the mushroom is grown inside their vacant houses, and the modification fees is about $500. And this expense is part of the first investment of the villagers to take part into this project. And to our delight, the ROI is quite amazing, and they just get payback in about 6 months, and then they started earning profit. Thank you.
Does scaling up this project depend on your face-to-face expertise, or is there another way?
Face-to-face. Yeah.
So around the world, it would depend on you guys visiting locations around the world to help spread this idea?
Thanks. Actually, because we are from China and we are like to cooperate with other Enactus team all around the world to help us to popularize this business model and this technique because they know their countries more compared to us. Yes, thank you.
Who owns the Cultivive IP, and what commercial relationship do you have with them?
It's a patent owned by the Professor He, and he just voluntarily to provide this technique to us. And in the future, so far he hasn't got any payment, but we are discussing this with him, and we will share part of our equity share to him, and then he can benefit from it too. Yes.
Congratulations. In China, is this an opportunity for the whole year, or is it seasonal?
Thank you for your question. And actually, the production of the banana leaves is without seasonality. And because we plant a mushroom inside the house, we can control the temperature and whether the room is wet or dry. Therefore, we can plant the mushroom all year. Thank you.
Is your ability to replicate limited by the demand for mushrooms or your ability to handle the waste from the mushrooms?
Thank you for your question. Actually, in our base, Guangzhou, we have a huge demand of locally grown mushroom, since about 1/3 of them are imported from other provinces. So, because due to we have a large advantage, of course, we're still enjoying a large of market share. And as for the increasing productivity, we are planning to enlarge the sale of the full-time workers and also the productivity of every single household to increase our stable production to guarantee we can generate revenue steadily. Thank you.
Other questions? In the front?
With the increase of people interested in joining the cooperative from 8 to 180, do you have an expected 2016 household increase? Because it should be a lot smaller than 40%, right?
Actually, there is 45% of the villagers on the island take part in our program, and we are planning to increase that percentage from 45% to 80% in the next coming 2 years.
That's
Yeah.